Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash, Season 6. So just to start off, I'm actually doing another giveaway. I was actually going to do this before I went to Comic-Con, but that just didn't happen. So the prize for this giveaway is either The Flash Season 5, Arrow Season 7, Supergirl Season 4, or Legends of Tomorrow Season 4 on Blu-ray or DVD. You get to choose the show as well as what platform. So to be in the chance to win that prize, all you have to do is leave a like on the video, be subscribed to the channel, and answer this question in the comment section down below, which is, what was your favorite moment from a DC TV show last season? So like the video, be subscribed, answer that question, and you're entered. But yeah, we are back into the swing of things when it comes to, like, what would you call it, the production side of The Flash Season 6, as they continue to smash out the episodes one by one, with the cast and crew currently on the backside of episode 3, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's episode 3, I know that for sure, but I think they've been on this episode for a bit now, so it seems that they would be on the end run for that episode, and about to move on to episode 4 for this season. Now, I'm not 100% sure if they're getting through these episodes faster than usual compared to previous seasons, and the only reason I bring that up is because of the crossover for this season, that of course being Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is of course going to be a big task for everyone involved, whether that is, people behind the scenes or the actors themselves. So it is a big point of interest as to how much time they will get to film this crossover event. But I'm sure we'll find out when they get, close to everyone being or getting around to filming that event. Even though I'm sure little parts of that event will be filmed while some of the other DC TV shows are filming, but yeah, as I said, we'll find out soon, I'm guessing. But in regards to the topic for today's video, well, the topic that will take up the majority of this video, we have managed to get our first look at the new version of Harrison Wells for this season. Of course, since season 1, we've had a variety of what would you call them, Wells on the show, from, Wellsabard to Harry to HR, and of course to Sherlock last season, or Sherlock, in regards to like the main versions that we hung out with. But then in like short cameos, we of course got like the OG Wells, and then those like other random versions of Wells, which made up like Council of Wells, and then that other rejected version of them that we met, I think it was last season. But we did manage to get our first look at this new Wells for this season, thanks to our favourite beaver hunting Canadian in the form of Canadagraphs. So we will be going over some photos and information that he provided from set, but as always, we won't be going over every photo or every piece of information, so be sure to check out his blog post in the description down below. It'll be linked down there to check, for everything that was recorded and documented from this particular day on set. But yeah, onto some of those set photos as well as what went down on set specifically. So the cast, well, the characters that were on set for this scene were firstly that of Cisco Ramon, played by Carlos Valdez, and Iris West, of course, played by Candace Patton. Now, what these two characters were doing was just simply walking around, or maybe possibly strutting. It is hard to tell just from these photos and a lack of context. But yeah, these two characters were out and about together, so watch out, Barry and Camilla. Adultery is coming to the Flash this season. But during this scene, Cisco had a gadget or contraption of sorts, which you should be able to see from the photos. If not, I'll try and point it out. And it looks like a sensor or radar of sorts. Now, there was a bit of debate on social media as to what exactly this this gadget, device, contraption, whatever you want to call it, was exactly, and what it would be used for. And yeah, it could possibly be like a sort of like a metahuman scanner or a detector or something like that, or maybe something used to like counter something that a certain metahuman might be able to do. But if you had to make a legitimate guess, it probably is something that senses or reads new activity and breaches, or shall we say like new entrants onto our Earth. So when someone comes onto Earth 1 from say like Earth 51, they go, oh, it goes off and tells Cisco that someone's come in. And that is because shortly after the two characters of Cisco and Iris were walking down this street, possibly as the new hot romantic couple in Central City, they were joined or interrupted by a Tarzan-like swinging version of Harrison Wells, of course played by Tom Cavanagh. Now, the description that Canadagraphs gave, and it is probably the description that many would give of the character, especially when you add in the whole rope swinging entrance that he did, was that it was very Indiana Jones-like in appearance and actions. And it does seem that this is what they are going for, especially when you add in the whole like sensual and swashbuckling feel that they gave to the character when hinting at him during Comic-Con this year. Now, for those that aren't too sure what a swashbuckler is, it essentially is like an adventurous or chivalrous type character that you typically see in fictional works. So I'm expecting a female character or female characters to get hit on by this character this season, unless he's gay, and if that's the case, watch out, Ralph. But in regards to what this New Wells does in this scene when he is done swinging off his rope like Tarzan, Cisco seems to say something to him that doesn't necessarily impress the New Wells. Let me know what you think Cisco said in the comments to annoy him. But yeah, the New Wells decides to pick up and pin Cisco against a wall and proceed to pull out like a giant jewel or gem out of his bag, possibly a ruby or something like that, like it's red, probably a ruby. You can see that this New Wells actually has like a tech sort of gauntlet or wrist device or something that's, you know, obviously on his wrist. Now, it could be a metal arm, and then the glove is just covering the metal hand, but I think it is just a wrist gauntlet that he wears, possibly to track certain, like, archaeological findings amongst, like, different Earths in the multiverse. But that is all that really happens as the New Wells then releases Cisco from this position against the wall, and the scene just seemed to conclude after that. Now, this character that we are, you know, seeing appear as the New Wells could potentially become Pariah for Crisis on Infinite Earths. They were sort of unclear as to whether Pariah will be another character that Tom Cavanagh plays, or if this is the character that will eventually become Pariah. Now, in the comics, Pariah was a scientist before what he was doing in Crisis, and archaeology is a scientific discipline, so maybe that is the similarity to the comics. And yeah, he isn't confirmed to be an archaeologist, but if he is meant to be like an Indiana Jones type character, like the look is suggesting, then he'll most likely be one. Now, he will be another Dr. Wells when you think about it, because science, archaeologist, you know, Dr. Wells. But yeah, that could maybe be the story that this character goes down in the episodes leading up to Crisis, like how he steps into that role of Pariah. But I guess we'll have to wait and see and find out though. Now, one thing that a lot of people wanted, and by a lot of people I mean the West Allen sector on Twitter, was that they wanted Iris and Cisco to maybe work together more. So maybe this scene suggests that they're going to be working more this season. Like in a lot of the scenes that you've seen Iris, Cisco's been there. It hasn't just been Iris and Cisco, but Cisco has been present. But in regards to the lead up to this scene, maybe Cisco was just visiting the Central City Citizens office, you know, because his girlfriend, you know, works for them, and then maybe his device went off and Iris decided to tag along, or maybe Iris and Cisco are actually working together more this season. Obviously, we are sort of in like a grey area in regards to Cisco this season because we're not sure what he's doing. Obviously, there were set photos of him as Vi, but we don't know if that's like actually him being Vi, or if he's just dressing up for like that. We don't really know what's going on with him this season. So maybe if he's not that much of use for not much of a use for Team Flash in a certain episode, maybe he goes and works or helps Iris do something. It's unclear, but this, you know, set photo, you know, album sort of suggests that him and Iris might work together. But yeah, to finish up the video, I thought I'd do some questions from you guys. So I asked you guys in the community tab to leave some questions, and we'll just go through a couple of them right now to finish off the video. So Andrew asked, Tom Felton wants to come back. Fans want him back, so why is it not happening? And the simple answer to this is, well, he's got to fit the story. You know, Julian Albert was a character designed to fit season 3's story. He wasn't a character that really could fit in any season. Like, I think Ralph is a character, while he was very, you know, a main part of season 4, he's easily a character that you can write to fit any of the other seasons. Julian Albert, however, is a character that was literally written just to fit season 3. So to bring him back and make him relevant enough to make it worthwhile, that's a big question. It's like with anything, like everyone wants, say, like another certain character to come back, and the actor might want to come back, but it just doesn't mean he's going to come back. You know, everything has to like, you know, lay out properly and fit in for them to, you know, come back. David asked, do you think we may see Firestorm return for Crisis? If so, which would you prefer to see, Stein and Jax or Ronnie, or both? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it. I mean, we know Deathstorm was on Earth 2, so maybe Earth 5 has another Firestorm. That might be like Ronnie and Jax, who knows? I'd expect a Firestorm in Crisis. I'd like both pairings if possible, or maybe like a Jax Ronnie combination. Then maybe Stein is their helper or something along those lines. That'd be pretty cool. Alex asked, was the decision to remove Cisco's powers a 100% creative decision? We all thought he was leaving the show, but he hasn't left, and according to set photos, he's still wearing the vibe suit. What was that story arc last season all about? Literally, last season's storyline with Cisco was a plan C. I guess plan A is that he's staying, plan B is that he's leaving, and plan C is like, we don't know what's going on. So that whole storyline last season was basically to put them in a position where if Carlos Valdez wanted to leave the show, he could leave the show, and they've set it up. But if he wanted to stay on the show, they have, you know, also set him up to leave the show, but they've also left it open that he can stay on the show, and that's what's happened. He stayed on the show. So everyone was going on, oh my god, it was all fake that he was leaving. He was legitimately going to leave. Like, he hadn't signed his contract. That's where the whole rumor thing came up, and it was legitimate. But he's decided to stay because whatever he was looking to do this time, right now, didn't work out. So he's decided to stay on the show. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it. As I said, we did see him in the vibe suit. Who knows if that's like him having his powers back? That's for us to wait and find out. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Cisco this season based off what they did last season. Stefan asked, will Tom Cavanagh be playing Reverse Flash in Crisis or Matt Lesher? They confirmed at Comic-Con that Tom Cavanagh will be playing Reverse Flash, but you never know, we could get a surprise where multiple Reverse Flashes show up and one of them or a couple of them are played by Matt Lesher. Who knows? I think we all would love to see Matt Lesher come back and play Reverse Flash again, but when Tom Cavanagh's on a contract and you don't have to pay him anymore to play the character, it's just easy to use him again for that character. And lastly, Alan the Alien asked, do you think the Anti-Monitor lives in Apartment 4? And honestly, when I saw this, it did blow my mind because I was thinking, if that actually happens, that is the greatest setup of all time. I'm sorry, that is the greatest seed that's ever been planted on a TV show, that they set up Apartment 4 all the way back in season 4 for now for it to flourish, and all that time we didn't enter Apartment 4 because we would have been confronted by the Anti-Monitor. So if that's actually what's going to happen, my mind is blown. I don't know how to respond to that properly or how I'm going to react if it actually happens, but Alan the Alien might have actually cracked the code because no one's really been talking about this. But wow, if this happens, holy crap. But yeah, guys, as I was saying, if you want to enter that giveaway, all you have to do is leave a like on the video, be subscribed to the channel and answer this question in the comment section down below. What was your favorite moment from a DC TV show last season? Do all those things and you're entered. But yeah, until the next video, guys, I'll catch you later. Goodbye.